It's incredibly daunting for an 8th grader about to make the transition to high school. I should know. I was afraid that high school was going to be so much harder than middle school, and that I was going to fail in the one period that my grades actually mattered. But little did I know that I would have a far better time in high school, both academically and socially. If you have any worries about what high school will be like, don't. I'll tell you right now that high school is only harder than middle school if you want it to be. There are hurdles to overcome. First of all, it is a super good idea to figure out what you want to do for work as soon as possible. The sooner you find out what you want to do, the sooner you can find out what college or trade school you want to go to and what you need to study or what training you might need to get that job. It will overall make the steps after high school much easier. Secondly, get involved. I did not do this while I attended high school, but pretty much all of my friends would by joining clubs or going to sporting events, and they had an even better time than I did. Don't take my word for it. Here's a couple of words from my friends who were in extracurricular activities while I was at home playing video games.
Wait, are we talking about, I'm sorry, are we talking about journalism?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Start over.
This is my girlfriend, Maddie Kay, and this is one of my best friends from 5th grade, Alex Molinas. Maddie was in journalism for her first year of high school. Alex was in band, so he got to go to pretty much every single football game that Reno High School had, pretty much for free. Why do you think it's important to be involved in your school?
I think it's important to be involved with school because you get opportunities to meet new people, and you can get involved outside of school as well. So it's not always in the classroom, which I think is nice, and you meet new friends.
How do you think extracurricular activities improved your high school experience?
I think without extracurricular activities, my high school experience would be extremely boring. If I were to just stick to the regular curriculum, no extracurricular activities, then I would probably be doing nothing. I only did band really, but it was a pretty big commitment, and it actually gave me things to do. I was able to meet a bunch of different people from all grades. When you're in extracurricular activities, I think you also just become friends with upperclassmen more often. And that's also really cool because then you have friends of all age ranges. So,
Would you say that going to these activities improved your high school experience in a positive way?
I would say so because a lot of my interviewing had to be done outside of school. And I kind of had to go out of my comfort zone because I'm not really a people person. So I'd have to go and meet up with people, a lot of people I didn't know. So it really kind of brought me out of my shell, and I think that's definitely a positive.
Would you say that going to these events would give you less free time?
I don't know. If you're doing band and journalism or something like that, then I think it would, because you actually have to commit to something. You have performances, you have things to do. But if you're just going to football games and dances, then no. Because those are just events. You're just going to a football game or a dance with friends, and it's not actually that big of a time commitment.
The biggest hurdle has to do with the same disease that made the rest of this year and last year so bad. We've all heard its name every day for over a year and a half now.
Ebola.
It has been harsh on pretty much every aspect of our lives since December of 2019, and it has been especially bad in schools. Now, there isn't much you can personally do about the virus except for the usual wearing masks and staying away from people. The best thing you can do, however, is do your absolute best to get your work done and your attendance submitted. The fact that digital learning is so new means that a lot of teachers are having a hard time grading things, and a lot of students are having a hard time submitting assignments. The more proactive you are with getting stuff done, the easier high school will be. Remember that this is the time where your grades actually matter and have an effect on the colleges you can get into. The other 8 years you've been doing this, that was just practice. It doesn't count. So make sure you graduate with a high school diploma. Don't say GED is the same thing and drop out. That really is not a great play. Just do your work and work hard and you'll do fine. Good luck on your future high school career, and that's all for me.